So in last episode, we spoke about what trading engines are. We had briefly seen simple indicator engine, multi-firm engine, pre-market engine, engines for premium and open interest, crypto engine, global indices dashboard, market news intelligence dashboard, and equity analysis engine. So I had built all these engines without the coding background. And today we will actually build one. So we'll move slow, simple and practical. So this is not about being trader or coder. It's about how simple it is to build your own engine or dashboard. So before we jump into actual engine, I want to show you something simple. This is not using live data, it's a market data but downloaded into a CSV file. So many people think that Python trading systems are complex, heavy and only for experts. But the truth is, they are ready-made libraries that can do a lot of heavy lifting for you. So what companies sell as expensive tools, you can explore here freely using Python. So let me show you some small demo engine here. So let's start with the demo engine. And why demo? Because I want to show how simple it is to calculate indicators, to identify patterns, to set some conditions and to plot data on the chart. So when we build actual engine, that time I will show you how to install Python and what are the different libraries, how you can install that. There I will guide you. But before we go there, let's see the demo to understand what are the different capabilities and how simple it is to use. So here the simple code just for the demo. So I'm using data from a CSV. This data is for 29th of December. We have open, high, low and close. There is no volume because we are using Nifty 50 data, and since it is index, so there is no volume to that. This simple code just to calculate the range of the candle, the body of the candle, whether the candle is red or green. But the next code is a bit important to understand how we calculate indicators. So you know we have EMA 9, EMA 21, SMA 20, RSI, MACD, all these are indicators. And with one line of code, this tlib.ema and the time period equals to 9, that gives me EMA 9. When I change time period 21, that gives me EMA 21. And if I use SMA and here 20, that gives me SMA 20. With just one line of code, I get indicator value. And then next relative strength index, RSI. So you see manually is quite difficult to calculate this value every single minute. But with the tlib, with single line, you will have this RSI value every single minute. Same with the MACD. With one line, you get both MACD signal and MACD line, MACD histogram with one line of code every single minute. ATR and the Bollinger Bands. So Bollinger Bands, we have upper, mid and lower. And imagine this complex calculation doing for every single minute. It will be quite a difficult task. But with one line of code, we can have all three values every single minute. So whichever indicators you want to calculate with one line of code, it's possible that you will have this value every single minute or every 5 minutes. Okay, moving on to the candlestick patterns. So we know candlestick patterns. There are multiple candlestick patterns. Over 60 candlestick patterns are already defined. And here as an example, I have chosen 3 candlestick patterns: doji, bullish engulfing and bearish engulfing. For doji, we need the small body and the longer wicks. So we have to calculate the range, the body, and we have to check whether the body is less than 50% of the range of the candle. So with this manual calculation, we can identify whether the candle is doji or not. But if I use tlib with one line item, I can identify whether the candle is doji or not. So just, and here the syntax is CDL doji because CDL is for candle and doji. So for before every candle name, you have to put CDL. So that's how the candles are defined. So there are 61 candlestick patterns are already defined in tlib. And here from the data set, the last 15 data set, here we see that which candles were doji, bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing. So this 64 candle which is at 1435, this was in bearish engulfing. The candle 63 was doji. So this is the simple demonstration, and this can be live. We can put this logic, and with the live data you will see that whatever candle is formed, the last closed candle, you will see whether that candle is doji, engulfing, bearish engulfing, or whatever. So this simple code demonstrates that there are 61 candlestick pattern. The code is already done in TLib in Python. You have to just use it. Moving on to the important part. So what we have done, we have calculated indicators, we have identified patterns. So we are using doji and the engulfing for demo purpose. These are simple patterns, and then we are defining the conditions. So when EMA 9 is greater than EMA 21 and RSI is greater than 50, and if the candle is bullish engulfing, we should get buy signal. And when EMA 9 is less than EMA 21 and RSI is less than 50, and if the candle is bearish engulfing, we should get sell signal. So that's what we have defined just for the demo purpose. See what we get. So there are 75 candles, because this is 5 minutes of time frame on 29th of December. So out of 75 candles, on 5 candles we got the sell signal based on the logic what we have defined. So based on that logic, that EMA 9 is less than EMA 21, RSI is less than 50, and the candle has to be bearish engulfing for the sell signal, and that's why we got the sell signal. So it's very easy. So you define your logic, and when you run it with the live market, so whenever your conditions are triggered, you get the signal. This code is to plot the data. So this, you see that is a bit a longer code, but okay, anyway, I have just important thing to mention that I'm not doing this line by line coding. That's why I'm using AI. That's why I'm using ChatGPT. So here you see that the data open, high, low, close. Based on that, the candles are being plotted. We have calculated the EMA 9. This blue line is EMA 9, yellow line is EMA 21. At the bottom, RSI 14. Here the scale is up to 50 because the scale is adaptable, it adjusts automatically, and there was no value above 50, that's why it's up to 50, otherwise it should be 0 to 100. And then you see that this was our buy signal, EMA 9 greater than EMA 21, RSI greater than 50, bullish engulfing. So this trend was downtrend on that particular day, so none of the conditions for the buy was met. However, if you see for the sell, EMA 9 less than EMA 21, throughout the day EMA 9 was less than EMA 21, but then with the RSI less than 50, yes, most of the time RSI was less than 50. But then third condition, where the candlestick pattern was bearish engulfing. So wherever the candlestick pattern was bearish engulfing and all other conditions are met, it triggered the sell signal. So this is sell signal here. This is again the bearish engulfing. This candle is engulfing the earlier candle. So we have sell signal. This is sell signal. Here again it is sell signal. Here it is again the sell signal. So it is very easy. So with this demo code, just wanted to show you how simple it is to calculate indicators, just one line item. How it is simple to identify patterns, then define your conditions and plot it on chart, and this will be your live chart. When you fetch the data using API, so here I have used data from the CSV just for the demo purpose, but in the next section when we build our engine, we will be using API to build our own engine. We have seen how to plot data in Python file, but now we will see how to convert that into a dashboard. So on my screen you see .py file is a Python file, similar code what we have seen, but this is into one single file, and then I'm going to run this through a terminal. So it's a Streamlit run demo dashboard.py. It will just take few seconds. The dashboard is opening. Yeah, initially it takes few seconds. That's it. So the same data. So here on this dashboard, everything is plotted on one chart. So we have candles based on the OHLC data. Then we have this EMA 9, EMA 21. We have RSI value, and also we have confidence. So here we can see what it gives the last closed candle, whether the last closed candle there was signal or no. So there was no signal of the last closed candle. But if you want to see throughout the day, so you can just scroll it down and you can see where we got the signal. So we had the signal in certain, so here at the candle number 39 there was a sell signal because all three conditions were met. Again at candle number 40 there was a sell signal, and this it can run in automatic mode. Yeah, so you just set the time that it has to run every single minute, so this dashboard will get refreshed every single minute. So with the demo engine we have seen what are the different possibilities using Python. So one of the important and another possibility is integration of Telegram. So on my screen you see that I got this is a Nifty analysis bot, and it gives me signal. So whenever my engine triggers, it gives me a signal that the CMF is negative, CMF has crossed below 0, and so on. So it keep giving me signal whenever my engine triggers. So this is very important, because if you are busy, you are traveling and your engine is running, and then you get these messages on your Telegram channel. So this also we will see in the coming episode. I will teach you how to make your own Telegram bot. So now let's start building our own trading engine. So we have seen many possibilities using Python, and now we need to know what are all we need to build a trading engine. So most important, we need basic knowledge of how to use ChatGPT, and then we need certain things like market data. We need open, high, low, close and volume. How do we fetch the market data? So we have to use APIs. You can use API from your broker. I am using Kite API. And then you need trading knowledge, because we are building trading engine. If you are building some other engine, you need the basic knowledge of that particular field. But here we are building trading engine, so we need some basic know-how. What are indicators, what are different candlestick patterns, and how to use indicators, how to make conditions out of these indicators. And then most important is passion to learn new things, passion to develop new skills, and passion to make a difference. And then we need Python. So I will just briefly guide you how to install Python on your laptop if you are not aware of that. And with this all, we will get the trading engine. So this is the entire system, nothing hidden, nothing fancy. Just the data, tools, logic and passion, and then you can build your own engine. Since we are building our own trading engine, I don't want to spend much time on how to install Python and how to fetch API. So there are many channels and there are many reference material available on internet which can help you to install Python and also how to fetch API. But quickly, a quick guide how to install Python. So you go to anaconda.com, download the installer and launch the Jupyter notebook, and there goes the Python for you. So next thing what we need is market data, and for that we have to fetch the market data using API. So for API we need access token, and for access token we need to have active account with Zerodha Kite. If you don't have account, go to zerodha.com and you can create your own Demat account. After that we need to go to kite.trade and you have to get this Kite developer API. With that you get API key and secret key. Using API key and secret key, you have to generate access token daily. So there are many materials available on internet and many channels which explains how to get the access token. If you have difficulty in that, just comment and I will support you on that. So in episode 1, I have shown you briefly how my simple indicator engine looks like. So I am using 62 positive conditions, 62 negative conditions, so total 124 conditions. Today I will show you with very simple conditions. So this engine I have built using ChatGPT, like I built my other engines using ChatGPT. It's very simple. So these are the libraries which we are importing. Then Kite Connect is also a library in Python. So there we have to import Kite Connect function. Then we need API key and access token to fetch the data from Kite. I have look back candles of 120 because we have to make sure that there are sufficient candles to calculate indicators. Then this function is just to ensure that my engine runs only after 9:15 AM to 3:30 PM. It won't run in between. Kite Connect, this is to establish connection with the kite and to fetch the data. Then this function is mainly to fetch the Nifty future. So I am not using Nifty spot. Why I am not using Nifty spot? Because I need volume, and since Nifty spot is an index, there is no volume to that. So since I need volume, I am using futures. And here also I am not entering that manually, so I am fetching it automatically. If the token is expired, it will fetch the next token. So very important function. Then we are fetching OHLCV, so which is open, high, low, close and volume, because all our indicators are calculated based on this data. Then we have this add indicator, so we have to calculate indicators. So we are using this library TALib. So just like I shown in the demo engine, with one line of code you can calculate all the indicators. Like EMA5, just one line of code for that. EMA20, you have just one line of code for that. MACD, just one line of code for that. ADX14, one line of code for that. So it's very simple. Also for pattern, you can calculate, you can identify particular candlestick pattern with just one line of code. Then indicators I have defined into 6 panels. So panel 1, trend. So here mostly the indicators like EMAs and SMAs are there. Panel 2 is a momentum with RSI. Panel 3, acceleration with MACD. Panel 4, strength with ADX. Panel 5, that's for volume, so I am using OBV here. And panel 6 is just for the demo purpose, so I am using just one candlestick pattern, which is serial doji. There is another panel which I have not added here, which is for the liquidity, so you can add that also. So what we are doing, for each panel we are checking. So here we are using only 1 or 2 indicators, so we are checking whether EMA20 of last close candle is greater than EMA50. If so, +1. If it is less than 50, -1. If close is above EMA20, +1. If it is less than EMA20, -1. In panel 2, if RSI is above 55, +1. If RSI is less than 45, -1. So here you can use even the Bollinger Bands for relative strength index. You can use multiple indicators over RSI. So then it becomes a bit complex, but I am just showing you in simple way. MACD above signal line, +1. MACD below signal line, -1. Like for ADX, if it is more than 20 and then plus DI is greater than minus DI, +1, and if plus DI is less than minus DI, -1. So this is just for demonstration purpose. This is not the actual engine and it may not work as it is in the real life. So you have to set your own conditions. You have to add your indicators, which indicators you want to use. You have to set your conditions and you have to set your logic. So this is just for demo purpose, that how you can build your own simple indicator engine. So likewise for OBV, if OBV of last close candle is greater than the OB of last 5th close candle, then +1, otherwise -1. And then we are storing this information into score, and then at the end we are checking if the total is greater than 3, then it's bullish. If total is less than -3, then bearish, otherwise the verdict will be neutral. And this, the main function which ensures that okay, the data is the kite, we are getting the data from the kite. It prints that okay, we have established the connection with the kite. The add indicators, here we are just printing out the information that okay, the indicators are being identified and these are available, and so on. And finally the print function here, it prints the verdict. And the main function, this ensures that our engine runs automatically every 60 seconds. So once we build the engine, how the output looks like. So here I have run this today, and you can see that we have the output. This is on the terminal. So this is from 1439 because it runs every single minute. So the total score was +5, which is greater than +3, which was our set trigger condition for the bullish. So we have the trigger of bullish. So likewise here the trend was bullish, so we got bullish. Then at 1447 the score is +1, because you see that in trend and structure EMA is greater than EMA50, but closes less than EMA20. So +1, -1, 0. So acceleration, MACD is greater than +1, so it's +1. So likewise it calculates the total score, and basis that we get the state, whether it's bullish, bearish or neutral. So it's quite easy. So important is we have to fetch the data from Kite or any other broker API. We have to add indicators, we have to set our conditions, and then we have to set the logic, and then you have to run the engine. It's very simple, and this is quite helpful because when you are looking at the screen with multiple indicators, it's not easy that you are checking out each and every single crossover. If you are using like me, I'm using 62 conditions. So it's quite difficult to keep an eye on 62 conditions because internally a lot of setup is getting formed which is not visible to the naked eye, and then this engine is quite helpful. So I will share demo code link in the description. That's it for today's episode. And in coming episodes, we'll build many more trading engines. Not only trading engines, we'll build also engines for day-to-day use to solve our day-to-day pain points and day-to-day problems. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.